Hi everyone, welcome to our Q&A here at Fish Fest 2023. My name is Erik Bremer. I'm the radio broadcaster for the Blue Wahoos, and I'm joined by Jonathan Griffith, president of the Blue Wahoos. For these first 10 minutes, I'll be asking some questions. If there's a question that was left unanswered, we'll leave the final few minutes to allow you to ask John some questions. But first off, John, I just want to ask you broadly how the off-season has gone for you. It's the first time that we have celebrated an on-field championship in this franchise's history, and I know that a lot of people were basking in the glow of that for a long time.
You know, it was really a great year overall for us. A lot of people look at the wins and losses, and that was obviously great. Well, the end of our season wasn't great, but the playoffs were great. But it was one that, you know, for us, it's really about off the field. The things that we do off of the field is what we can control, what I can control, what Quint can control, and really pushing the fact that, you know, fan satisfaction, making sure that we're getting the concession lines, making sure the cockroach doesn't die, those type of things out there is really what we're in charge of. And, you know, last year was the best year we've ever had as the Wahoos. In our 10th year, we had the best fan satisfaction scores we've ever had here, which says a lot about our staff and the things that we had. And we've had a lot of staff changes this year. You know, we were able to keep our core. Minor league baseball, most of the people we bring on last about 2 to 3 years, I say last, are in one spot for 2 or 3 years. And the idea is that you want to move on, just like the players, right? They want to take that next step and go. Last year, we our vice president of sales, Alex Sides, got the call up to the Miami Heat. So he's now with the Miami Heat. He's in the group. He's a group sales director. Great job for him. Wonderful for him to get to go to the big leagues. Jordan Morrow, who was a group sales guy, who was a UWF student, we brought in as an intern, kind of grew him up here in the business. Now he's with the Florida Panthers, the hockey team, so he's with them now. So those were some great call-ups that most people don't hear about, you know, in our business. Our groundskeeper left. He actually is now the groundskeeper. Gulf Shores started their own high school and school system out there. He's now the groundskeeper for all that. So they have a professional groundskeeper now out there. Great for him, great for his family, and we actually have replaced both, all of those folks here. A lot with internal bring-ups. We have Tori. Tori used to be a softball player here at UWF. That's now one of our group sales reps. Emily, she came to us from Clemson. She went and got a master's degree at SMU. Came here to intern. Now she's going to be in our group sales department. So we got those people there, and then of course we hired a GM vice president as well, Stephen Bryce. We actually stole him from Tennessee, so after we beat him in the championship, we went ahead and took the people. But he's going to be a great addition. He's had some GM experience at other places, things like that. That then helps me kind of go off and do my thing as far as, besides the Wahoos, we have the single A team as well up in Beloit, Wisconsin. So I'm up there a lot as well, and then of course the Bodacious Shops and Bubba's and all that fun stuff. So we needed somebody here that was on a daily basis. I had an aha moment last year when I was up in Beloit and I was dealing with like snow, and all of a sudden I get a call, hey, what do we do with training? And I'm like, oh no, like we need somebody down there that can make those decisions. And you know, that's the toughest thing as a general manager is when it rains. It's god awful because you can't. My line's always, when I become God, I'll tell you when it stops. You know, you just never know. And the very fortunate thing we have is this field is amazing. I mean, the turf field turned out even better than we expected. We're able to get games in that we normally wouldn't have been able to get in because we've had some horrible rainstorms here. But as long as we get that tarp on that dirt, we're going to play. And so it's really exciting to get that. But we're also got a new groundskeeper from Richmond, Virginia. He was with the Flying Squirrels. He's moving down here from Richmond, Virginia, and he'll be our new groundskeeper. He actually comes in the end of this month, and we're going to have our other groundskeeper from Beloit come down, and they're going to build our mound because I'm one of the only ones, I think, on our staff that knows how to build a mound, but I'm not going to sit out there and build a mound. I told them they can all get together and build a mound out there, have fun with it, but it's one of those things that, you know, we're a little bit of transition, so you guys will see some new people around, but that's really been our big off season is really getting people on the, as I call it, the right seat in the bus to make sure we can be successful. You know, on our, what we mainly do is sales, you know, trying to get people to buy season tickets, renewals, those type of things. And we're already ahead by quite a bit for going into 2023, which is really exciting, considering, you know, last year we had a great year, but we really see this being even better, a better year for us. with the groups and the different outings that we're doing, and the different promotions we're going to have this year. We're going to have a lot of cool little twists that we're doing this year. Have we announced any of them yet?
We've got some rotating on the video board. We've got our weekly promotions, and
we do. So like the dog day, the Tuesday.
Yeah,
dog. Cool.
Let's make that my second question.
Okay.
Dog days Tuesdays is a new thing. Many minor league organizations do Bark in the Park or something to that effect. Blue Wahoos are doing that more this upcoming year than they ever have in the past. What was the rationale behind that decision?
Well, people are crazy and they like dogs. No, but it's one of those things like how can we be different, right? And last year we tried for the first time the hot dog, chips, and a drink day, where we called it
One Price Wednesday.
One Price Wednesdays, right? It went well. I think we got a lot of positive feedback from that. So we actually are now going to do that on Tuesdays, and we're like, all right, dogs. Hey, let's do hot dogs and dogs. Yeah. So that literally is how that came up. I mean, we're really get intelligent conversations with us when we do all this brainstorming. It's one of those things we all sit in a room and we start throwing just ideas out, and that was one of them that came out. And I think we're calling it Doggone Tuesday, so we got really crazy with it. But it's one that just to promote, people with their dogs and being able to come out, because it's really a thing. They have a event out here every year, a dog, bring your dog out to the park thing, Bark in the Park. And I mean, and it does so well. So it's one of those things that it gives you a chance to be able to bring your animal to their, running the Bodacious shops down on the corner. We allow pets there, and you just see how many people bring their pets. They go for a walk, stop and get a coffee. Why not stop and get a beer? So have them come on up here and have a good time. So it was just something that we came up with, and we'll see how it goes. We try to rotate our, if it works, we keep it, right? Like Saturdays are fireworks. Like that will always be, because we have sold out every single Saturday here since we began in 2012. So we got something that works. So we're not going to change if it works. But if it doesn't work, that's when we start, okay, well, how can we get a little better? What kind of things can we do? That's why even doing the Wednesday fireworks that we're doing, having those Wednesday fireworks really helps, because those people that can't come on a Saturday, because we sell out on Saturdays where we stop letting people in. And so we hate doing that, but there's fire codes, and and then also as season ticket holders especially, the worst thing ever happens when we get too crowded and we back up the lines on the concession stands, so that happens on Saturdays because of the fact that we're trying almost too hard to try to accommodate. So by doing that Wednesday, that helps us out as well.
Mullet Thursdays are back. In fact, we're going to be showing off multiple different Pensacola Mullets jerseys throughout the course of the season. If you go upstairs and you see a couple of our players are wearing the new Mullets design. So we're going to continue that and make it bigger and better and wilder than ever. Giveaways on Fridays, Military Family Sunday, kids catch on the field, all that stuff.
Yeah, and then we're also doing something really exciting, too, is this year on Wednesdays. So normally we don't have the fireworks to start off the year, which we still won't. But April 19th and May 2nd, we're actually going to do education days. We're doing 11 a.m. games and doing field trips out here at the ballpark. So we worked with Escambia County and Santa Rosa County to become a official field trip place. So we'll be doing that. So we're really excited about that, because we've never done it here in Pensacola, and it's one that really meets our mission to improve the quality of life in the community. And we feel doing that by getting kids out here, and we're partnering with some other partners in the community, Florida Power and Light, a couple others that will come out here and give some educational things for the kids. Every kid will get kind of a worksheet that they'll have to complete and give back to the teacher. That way we can check the box that they did learn something. But the biggest thing is having fun. How can we educate the kids and make it fun for them? So that's something, a big initiative that we're doing this year. We're actually also with Sandy Sansing this year, when we're going to be honoring school teachers and school faculty as well, to honor them as well. So really, we've really made some good ties with the school system and how we can help them. It's one of the things that being an educator is so tough, and trying to incentivize kids and to do something. I know my son and my daughter, if you give them a ticket to a game, they're doing whatever it is. So that's kind of what we're doing. We're going to dangle that out there for them.
A couple notes on that before I ask my final question, then we'll open it up. Education days, we are actively selling those tickets, even though it is a single game. So if you or your student or your child is interested in that, there's information available on the website. And then also we've brought back Kazoo's reading program. In fact, this morning I was with a couple of the players at Longleaf Elementary. That's the program where you read 4 books, you turn in your bookmark, and your kid gets a free ticket to a Wahoos game. So that gets kids reading a lot of books, and it's a great success, and we're going to try and hit a lot of different elementary schools this year. Final question for me, then we'll open it up. I know that a couple weeks ago we announced that we were joining 29 of the 30 major league ballparks in going cashless, and I wanted to hear straight from you the rationale behind that and what you think that will do to improve the fan experience.
Yeah, Erik told me to, so we'll ask him. No, I'm joking. No. That's something that we've been working on since probably 2018, 2019. And it just, as the years came on, as much as I dragged my feet to do it, it finally became a time to do it. The biggest, my biggest thing that I think the benefit of it is more than anything, and I try not to talk about the economics of it, but it's really, last year was the toughest year we ever had as an organization with cost of goods. Cost of goods, if you own a business, heard about business, whatever, we're all in the same boat. The problem we have here at the Blue Wahoos, not only are we dealing with that, but we can't get change. Literally, no bank, nobody will give us enough change to run. We normally need about $10,000 in change, like coins, per day to be able to run, and we weren't able to get them. So we had to do whole dollars. So if you notice, everything was to the dollar what we had to do. The downside of that is when we got a cost of good that went up, let's just say 5%. Well, I had a choice: do I go up a whole dollar, or do I lose 5%? Then once it gets to a certain number, we would eventually make the decision, hey, we're going to have to go up the dollar, where it almost doesn't feel right, but it's business, right? This way, with us going, my biggest win on this is that by going cashless, if it goes up 5%, we just pass it on. It's a simple pass on. Compared to having to go up a whole dollar, we can go up 5 cents, 10 cents, whatever it may be. So that's the biggest benefit I see. Of course, with the speed of service, all studies show, I can't tell you we're going to be as fast on the start because that's the other thing I want to remind everybody. For 6 months, our people have not worked, like as far as having a lot of fans there. So imagine doing your job, stopping for 6 months, and then being at 100% on opening day or your first day back at work. Our first day back at work, there's 5,000 people there, and they all want to be served right away. Not giving excuses, it's just a fact of life, and by that first weekend, we're humming. Our wait lines go way down, but that first one, it's going to be bad. It's bad every year. Our scores are bad every year, the same thing. And we know it, and as much as we try to do it, so we're hoping that the service of cashless will make that faster. And like I said, we've looked at every study to do it. The Bay Center did it about a year ago. Some other places, we actually traveled around to some other ballparks to see how their operations worked, just to show like what right looks like and how do we get to that point. So we're hoping that will do that. Some folks had talked about, well, it's going to cost us more money. It does not. It actually costs us because we have to pay the credit card fees, which we're willing to do because we think it's worth it. We think that speed of service and being able to do that will get there. But it's one of those things we have. Now, here's the great thing. We still take cash. We will still take anybody's cash. You just go to the team store or to the Hill Kelly ticket window there, and we're able to take the cash, exchange it for a gift card, and you can use it anywhere and everywhere around. You can even get it reloaded if you want to. So if you don't want to carry a credit card or carry a bank card, whatever, you don't need to. We can have a gift card. Our gift cards, by the way, state of Florida, gift cards never go bad, just FYI, but ours don't never go bad. So it's one that if you have a gift card, even from when you were a season ticket holder in 2020 and you had that gift card, you can reload that, use the gift card as well. So, we try to make it as friendly as possible, but we just need to make the move. And, we first started the ticketless one. That was tough because it was change, but by the end of it, we got through it. This year with the tickets, we are actually going to go back to the card, like a credit card, just so a lot of people still wanted that something, right? So you can still use your phone, but you'll have a card if you're a something person. So you can have that as well. We're getting them to be on your keychain, like the Winn-Dixie little deal kind of thing. So we're trying to do different things to be as customer friendly and speed of service as possible. We feel it's going to it's the right move, the right time to do it. And I just think once we get through this year, everybody's going to say, why did they ever take cash? At least that's what I'm hoping for.
We want to stay on schedule. Our next guest, Matt Snyder, our new hitting coach, is here. So I do want to give fans a chance to ask one question of John, and I'm absolutely certain that you'd be happy to answer questions after the fact in a smaller group. So, yeah, go ahead.
This is by far the best business model that I've seen in Pensacola for years. You've done a great job. I've had a fearful thought sitting here, listening to you tell me about who has left, gone other places. What are your future aspirations?
Well, I have 2 kids, 1 7, 1 9. So I got at least, 11 years, as long as the students keep me, to be here. Yeah, I have no aspirations. That sounds horrible, right? But no, my overall dream, like because I went to school for sports management, I got my master's degree in sports management. So I did everything you should not do in education will tell you to get, pigeonhole yourself. I did it. But it's one because I love this, right? It's one of the things that I would never do anything else. I have no aspirations of major leagues or anything like that. That's not my dream. I have some staff that is, like Erik here. He does not want to be here his whole career. I'm good with it, right? So it's just one of those things that you find your place, your time. When I first moved here from D.C., I thought everything was so much slower here. Now I'm good. I like the beach. So it's just one of those things that kind of found a home, So I like I said, I've had my kids here. I've been here, so I'm here.
Yeah.
We're loving it.
All right, round of applause for our team president,
Thank you
Jonathan
all.
Griffith. Thanks, John.